going to be talking about the governor's recent executive order on budget cuts and the reaction to that. We are going to do some opening remarks and then we will take questions. So if you do have any questions, I will be reading them off. So please text them. And I would ask all the reporters, if you could just stay on mute and just send your questions to me. That tends to be most efficient for everyone here. So we will try to get all of them if we can, time permitting. But now I think we're good to go. So I will kick things off to Representative Elik.
Thanks, Colleen. Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. I am State Representative Amy Elik, and I represent the 111th District, which includes a portion of Madison County. In early May, I joined my Republican colleagues in a press conference to express our serious and legitimate concerns about Governor Pritzker and the House Democrats' budget. We called out the Democrats for using overinflated budgetary projections and the tactics they were planning to use so that they could say that Illinois' fiscal year 26 budget is balanced. As deputy budgeteer for the House Republicans, I became keenly aware of the lack of transparency during the budget process. Once again, we were shut out of the process and were not able to provide input. Still, in May, Democrats passed a partisan budget that raised taxes, swept funds from dedicated areas, and included hundreds of millions of dollars in spending on pork projects in Democratic districts. The governor happily signed this budget into law and flaunted its contents. Now, just a few short months later, Governor Pritzker is claiming that the very same budget he signed is not feasible and is pointing fingers at the Trump administration through politically motivated executive orders rather than solving Illinois' problems. Governor Pritzker could have used his Office of Management and Budget to identify areas where spending could be reined in, such as pay raises for legislators, partisan pork projects, and billions on illegal aliens. But instead, the governor has chosen to blame his mismanagement on anyone but himself. A month ago, Governor Pritzker signed Executive Order 2025-05, which directed his agencies to identify immediate spending reductions in an effort to blame Trump for his agency's overspending. As a CPA and spokesperson for the General Services Appropriations Committee, I was very much looking forward to seeing where Governor Pritzker's agencies identified inefficiencies and excessive spending, and hoped that maybe this executive order would create a slightly more efficient government. That proved to be wishful thinking. We're not getting any information whatsoever from agencies about where they plan to cut. Because we had not heard any results from this executive order, House Republican leader Tony McCombie filed a Freedom of Information Act request on October 23rd to see what work was being done. On November 6th, we unfortunately were denied any information from the governor's office and were told that it was all internal deliberations. So today we ask, Governor Pritzker, when can we expect these internal deliberations to be made public? Illinoisans deserve transparency and accountability. Their government should be transparent about the work they are doing for them, not hiding behind political theater and press releases. House Republicans' message is simple. Respect taxpayers and live within our means. It's time for Governor Pritzker to stop using his office to campaign for president and get our house in order. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, State Representative Regan Deering.
Thank you. I'm State Representative Regan Deering, representing the 88th District in Central Illinois, which covers all or parts of DeWitt, Livingston, Macon, McLean, and Piatt counties. As a first-year legislator, I came into the budgeting process hopeful that maybe my Democratic colleagues would recognize the seriousness of our state's financial crisis and rein in spending where we could. After all, in his State of State address in February, Governor Pritzker preached that the Illinois legislature needed to make hard sacrifices and ensure spending was moderate so that we could live within our means. Unfortunately, we all saw how that panned out. Another bloated budget signed, nearly $2 billion more than last year. More taxes, more spending, and less opportunities for hardworking Illinoisans. In May, I penned an op-ed to the Chicago Tribune issuing a sharp warning about the budget. Illinois families are being asked to pay more while getting less in return, and this still rings true. In Springfield, the budgeting process isn't based in reality because in the real world, when monies get tight, businesses and families prioritize, stretch, and reform, not rely on hopeful revenue streams to close the gaps. The Illinois families I'm talking to have to balance their own budgets at home and spend within their means. The government should simply be required to do the same. Earlier this year, I filed House Bill 3792 in requiring the government to, at the very least, pass a budget that is actually balanced. Governor Pritzker and the Illinois Democrats continue to prove themselves year after year, politics over people. This is what failed leadership looks like, and Illinoisans are paying the price. Rather than cutting waste, Illinois Democrats would rather raise taxes and continue their abusive cycle on Illinoisans' politics. This is an unethical governance method, and it needs to stop. It's time Governor Pritzker and his people are reminded of why they're here, to make Illinois a better place and a state where people want to put roots down, not one where we are known for our mass exodus. Instead of eyeing a bid for higher office, Governor Pritzker needs to do the job he was elected to do here in Illinois. We're ranked at the top of almost every tax list that's published. In March, a Wallet Hub study reported that Illinoisans pay the highest combined taxes of any other state in the nation, coming to more than 16.5% of our incomes spent on taxes annually. And for what? To fund shortfalls in Chicago, pay raises for legislators, to give illegal aliens top-of-the-line benefits. It's simply shameful that our governor gets away with smoke and mirror tactics, dangling executive orders like this in the face of Illinoisans and then taking it back when he knows he can't deliver. The people of Illinois who haven't left or been pushed out are fed up, and so am I. We can do better, we can do more, and we can do right by the people of Illinois. Simply put, enough is enough. So now Representative Elik and I will be open up for questions.